Okay na siya na. Yay.
You ready?
Yes.
Teka. Okay. Let us reveal ourselves. Okay. The Queen is back, ladies and gentlemen. Yun. Ano bang mga pinagsasabi ko bago mag-umpisa? Okay, so this podcast, ayan pala, may video na ako ngayon eh. This podcast is brought to you by Mutual Lux Cakes. So these are our cookies, donuts, ano pa ba, cakes, tin cakes, mga ganyan. And other pastries, sweets. Super sarap nito as in sobra. They're all vegan, but alam mo yun, it's gonna surprise you when you taste it. And you can check it out at on Instagram at hello.mucha. That's at hello.muccia on Instagram and also on Facebook. Same tag, ano pong tawag dyan? Handle. Basta ganun, Mucha Lux Cakes. That's MIUUCCIA. Mucha. Okay, so also, this podcast, all of the episodes during the quarantine era are all dedicated to our frontliners. And yeah, that's I don't know, at least that's all I can do right now. And just know that you are our thoughts are with you, and that we hope for the best, and we are extremely thankful to your sacrifices and efforts to alam mo yun, to at least keep our society going. Okay, the Queen is back. We're gonna come back after the OBB with the one and only Queen of Philippine Wrestling, Crystal. Woo! Welcome to the Powerful Komiksman podcast. What's up, Queen? What's up, Her Majesty is back. So, kumusta, Crystal?
Do you really have to call me the Queen, the Majesty? I mean,
Oo nga eh.
you know,
So,
it
how
gets
are...
awkward sometimes. It's like, you know,
Yun nga
we
gusto ko eh.
actually we're.
Really? Okay.
Anyways, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
I miss like certain food.
Certain food, which one exactly? Oh nga, no?
Ramen.
Ramen. Saan ka
Like
nagra-ramen? Where do you eat
I
usually?
I normally go to Mendocoro or yeah, Mendocoro.
Saan
It's
yun?
Mendo.
Where's that?
They have three places now. Makati, BGC, and Alabang.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, during the quarantine, they were available for delivery slash
Mm-hmm.
takeout. But what pissed me off is like I'm in Paranaque, right? So all the surrounding cities had my favorite ramen,
Mm-hmm.
but Paranaque doesn't have it, and you can't really like cross, you know, because
Talaga?
quarantine pass, blah 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 blah. Anyway, it was too complicated to like try to get ramen. It was scary also. So, why not? Wag na lang. So I miss ramen the most.
I
I
just
also
want to
miss
have
like
ramen.
samgyeopsal.
Oh, sanggipsal. Okay.
Samgyeopsal.
Hindi ko siya masyadong napagtripan. Yung, kasi naging vegan yung wife ko eh. Kaya hindi kami masyadong nag eh. Nag, pero, I don't
Well,
know.
protein is a big part of the diet of a wrestler.
Oh no, yeah. Well, the vegans are gonna have a lot of word about that, but let's take it
I mean, there's
on another.
only side dishes. So
No.
samgyeopsal, you can have like unlimited amount of kimchi.
Well,
Kidding.
ako naman kasi hindi naman talaga ako vegan talaga, pero I do eat a lot of vegan food whenever I can. Uh,
Mm.
Yun. Tapos are you taking your uh diet seriously? What kind of do you have, meron ba kayong nutrition na fina-follow for
I
wrestlers?
don't have a diet now per se. Kasi actually, mas mahirap siyang i-keep the quarantine because, you know, you can't really be picky on what you want to eat. Because
Mhm.
sometimes walang stock, sometimes there's none of it at all sa supermarkets. Like, you know, if you want a certain, you know, like it's kind of hard to find chia seeds or something like that or something healthy. Actually, super like I used to depend on avocados so much
Mhm.
for my diet because it's a good type of fat, you know,
Mhm.
the omega 3s and everything. Pero it was really hard to get avocados because the quarantine. Also, big nakakatakot yung marketplaces
Mhm.
because most supermarkets don't have them anymore. Or like if we do get to the supermarket, wala na, wala na. So
Yeah.
now I would just eat more in moderation. So like I can't finish a full cup of rice anymore. So like I still eat rice, pero I eat 3 times a day, pero half cup of rice na lang.
Talaga?
Pero like if I'm eating chicken, more chicken than rice. Kasi 'di ba, you know, some people na kahit super konti lang yung ulam, they can eat like 2 cups of rice or something.
Mhm. Oo nga
Like you
no.
know the Mang Inasal people for some reason like yung pecho nila, like they can eat that with like 4 cups of rice and like I don't know how they do that. Like yung konting ulam for a lot of kanin, but yeah.
KFC.
So my diet now is just like, yeah.
'Di ba?
Tapos, you know, smothered in gravy.
Yeah, 'di ba? Sa doon madaming ganun sa KFC eh. Oh, oo nga. Well, Mang
Yeah.
Inasal
Pero
kasi is
nowadays,
only
I just,
rice. Tama.
yun nga. So I
Mm.
don't know how they do that. Pero now I'm just like the other day, I think, um, my mom came home from the supermarket and she was like really tired because the lines are long
Mhm.
on the outside and then when you get inside and then when you're checking out it's longer. So everything was like it was very tiring for her. Because my mom is the one with the quarantine pass because she's the one who drives and
Mhm.
needs to go places.
I
So
see.
there was one time I think earlier, no, not earlier this week. It was like last week when she went to the grocery. She brought along home like I think roasted chicken from Troops to Go,
Mhm.
and then I would just eat like more chicken. Like I would just eat more of the breast and the thigh, and
Mhm.
then like just half a cup of rice just because it's salty.
Oh, so
Yun,
so almost no rice ka na ngayon. You don't eat that much. Hmm.
not
Cool.
as much rice. Because if for some reason, like even though I'm like on a diet, if I eat rice, it just goes to my lower stomach, which is annoying.
But you still
And
get
if
to
you're
work
trying
out.
to get abs, I do. I work out too much now. I feel.
Really? But don't you have abs already?
No, pero kasi I'm trying to get more definition. Also, kasi medyo nawala din siya kasi quarantine. No,
Ganon.
kasi like when the quarantine started, it was just like, I miss this, I miss that. So I would end up snacking a lot just because like I keep thinking of food that I crave. So I would end up like getting hungry and then I would snack on it. And the snacks weren't like healthy snacks. They were like, you know, sweet corn chips.
Mhm.
So
Pero
yun,
did you
something like that.
get mentoring sa ano dun sa mga promotions that did they provide you some kind of
I,
I don't know what you'd call that. Parang kailangan
I
mong
mean,
gawin.
I have some friends that would like, suggest stuff, but it's really hard to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Because when people say like, oh, you just need to eat like 200 grams protein and you can only eat this amount of carbs, and I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna calculate that.
Mm. May mga app daw eh. I
So
think there are
yeah,
apps who does that. But
yeah, but still, it's too much to think of. Like if, for example, like if you're just really hungry, if you if you just woke up and you're really hungry and like you don't really, you can't really think about anything, you just
mm-hmm.
want to eat, or you just find the thing that you foresee.
Well, I suppose you're just gonna
Oh
have
yeah.
to have some discipline and make it a part of your routine, 'di ba? Pero yeah, don't alam mo yun. Meron ako I've talked to some people about nutrition, but alam mo yun, I'm not exactly the most parang parang reliable when it comes to health tips and fitness tips. Pero
Sorry,
parang
my cat is like looking for attention.
that's fine. I have a cat too. But from what I heard, parang they say that the abs are not made in the gym. Parang they're made in the kitchen daw talaga eh. Parang it's nutrition.
That's why abs are hard to get.
Yeah. You do you have do you have professional trainers that handled you? Parang ganun, for
Mm, I had a trainer in the gym. I'm sorry
Mhm.
if you hear scratching noises. My cat is scratching his box.
That's all right. What's your cat's name?
The Oreo, the
Oreo?
one that was on Oreo. Okay, this is his sister. This is Reese. You're looking
Oh.
at your brother. Oh,
Ah,
okay.
ang taba nila ha. They're fat.
No, Reese is just fluffy.
They're large.
Oreo is fat
Are
because he's
they
stealing Reese's food.
what breed are they?
You just ask cats.
As puspin, pusakal.
Puspin,
Puspin is pusang Pinoy.
puspin, pusang Pinoy,
No, puspin.
puspin.
That's the ano eh, that's the
Filipino term
well
for
the kanto name would be Pusakal, Pusang Kalye,
pusakal.
'di ba? Pero parang they made a campaign to call it Puspin instead. Like with the Askal, they parang they changed it to Aspin, Asong Pinoy.
Hmm.
Yes, para to
Well, because they really are their own breed, you know.
yeah. Hmm. And
Oh gosh, like that.
we have
Sorry, I'm so distracted.
we have I think we have 7 cats now here. Oh, and
Oh my god, so many.
yeah, well, some of them are just coming over here to parang my wife leaves food outside and
Mm-hmm.
they regularly
So
come
now they just
over.
stay there forever.
Yeah. Well, some of them would stay here and I mean, they're welcome.
Forever.
Except I we got this dog. We have we got a husky, a female
Mm-hmm.
husky, and and
I want a baby.
she kills the cats. Teka,
Oh my god.
magulo yung babae. Yeah. The Harlow, her name's Harlow. Harlow killed
Mm-hmm.
2 kittens already. Ang tawag ko nga sa
Oh
kanya,
my god.
ang tawag ko sa kanya creamy eh. Creamy, criminal. Kasi ano eh,
That's kind of sad though.
yeah, and medyo creamy rin yung color niya, medyo light brown and parang reddish brown, parang foxy na light. And
Oh my god, it looks so... Na-imagine ko na itsura niya. Parang ang pretty niya rin.
teka, pag pumunta dito ulit, I'll pick her up. Anyway,
I think yun yung biggest problem with the quarantine, like working from home. Because sometimes my mom would like yell my name, like, Anak, Vernice,
Mm-hmm.
can you get Oreo? He's going on my laptop again.
Already, your mom works from home.
Yes, because well, office job naman, so they don't really need to do anything. But like for some reason I don't understand, but they're always where the people are. Like, okay, what are you doing? So like now I'm, doing the podcast. For some reason, because we're now live,
Mm-hmm.
they're now bothering me.
Ganun naman talaga
Okay,
sila eh.
my cat is playful. Tapos ayun, like for some reason, kunyari, when my mom's leaving the laptop alone,
Mm-hmm.
like he wouldn't go there. But when my mom is using the laptop, he
Mm-hmm.
lays on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So I
epal
don't,
talaga.
etal.
uh,
Tapos now, like, my room was so quiet a while ago, and now it's just like full with cats, with two
yeah,
cats that are playful.
we've been chatting for almost half an hour already, and it was fine. And then when we started, they came along. They joined. They wanted to join.
Reese,
That's fine.
Reese, hey Neo.
Yun.
I don't.
Anyway, let's talk about wrestling. So you've been on a rampage. How many titles have you won already?
I have won two.
Two? Did you lose any?
Now, since we last talked, I think I gained one.
Really? What were those two titles?
I have the Wrestle Indian Nation Dangal ke Surma Women's Championship
Mm-hmm.
and the MyPW WrestleCon Championship.
The what? What's the last one? The
MyPW, it's the Malaysian title that I'm
Malaysian.
holding.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I am a Malaysian champion.
And Indian. So Indian and
Yes.
Malaysian promotions, champion ka
For
dun.
some reason, I can't get the championship here in the Philippines, but
Really?
I can get the championships of other countries.
I thought you were de- I thought you were defending the championship from Jake De Leon. I'm sorry.
I was, but he lost.
What? I don't get it. You you were defending, so you were the champion.
I was I was the champion. I was defending against Jake De Leon. Then
Mm-hmm.
I pinned him 1, 2, 3, and then I still kept the championship.
Mm-hmm. So you're champion of three orgs, three promotions right
No,
now.
no, just two.
Just two. Ah, so you lost the PWR championship.
Uh, w- I the last time I had a PWR championship was 2018, I think. It was the
Oh.
PWR Tag Team Championships that I had with John Sebastian.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay.
Eh.
Hmm. Hindi kasi ako eh. I'm not in the loop. So, hindi
Or,
kasi ako nanonood eh.
wrestling timelines are really like kind of confusing kasi it's if you really don't watch like the all the time, like you don't watch, kasi for me, like I'm still kind of updated with WWE, but not as much as before.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've lost track of like what's what in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm just like, that happened? Oh my god, what? So like every time I hear something that happened in the past, I'm just like, huh?
Oh,
That happened?
talaga?
So yun, if you don't watch continuously, I think
Mm-hmm.
PWR medyo minsan mahirap din mag-keep up din sa storyline.
Mm-hmm. Is WWE still holding events regularly right now?
Yes, they are.
Really? On empty arenas,
Yes,
right? How weird is
yes.
that? Can you imagine?
Actually,
Can you imagine doing that? Doing the show, the matches without any audience? Because I think audience participation is a huge part of the ano eh, of
It
the
is
act, 'di ba?
like there was this one clip on WWE recently that I saw that
Mhm.
I feel like if my audience done, they
Mhm.
would be like cheering and roaring, but like it
Mhm.
doesn't have the same impact because there's no people there.
Yeah.
So like I think it was when Becky Lynch announced her pregnancy, and I feel like people would have been like rallying to like congratulations. They're all gonna be like clapping and cheering, but there's no people, so it's just like kind of awkward.
Yeah. I saw one clip with Austin. He was still doing his shtick with can I get a hell yeah? Then nobody's answering, di ba? it's funny
It's
and
so awkward,
di ba?
diba?
It's so
So parang,
awkward. So but then if he doesn't do that, parang it's gonna do the character
it's
will lose
more
the
awkward
identity,
as
di
well.
ba? Di ba? Parang
Yeah, it's awkward then. Parang it feels wrong kasi he's missing the thing that he does all the time.
oh nga no. Wow, so basically uh ang laki pala ng ng participation talaga. The audience is really a tremendous part of pro wrestling, no? So or maybe they're
Yes,
improving now
kasi
kasi well, the clip that I saw parang that was the first event that they did na na walang audience ata eh. And people were talking about it kasi wow, ang weird, di ba? Tapos maybe now they're
it's
figuring out
still
and
different.
mhm, the writing would
It's still
adjust.
different. Eh.
Maybe the writers will adjust because they're gonna adjust the new situation. You think?
Oh my god.
Oh, what happened?
He climbed up the window.
And
He fell.
I thought you need to go after her. Her,
No, no,
no?
no. It's him.
Him. Okay. Hey,
Kasi
Mike
he's
Yap.
really playful right now.
Mm-hmm. Mike Yap.
So he's just
Okay.
running all over the place. So
Oh, I thought
sorry.
he got out. Let's just say hi to Jesse O'Mac and Mike Yap, and Alan Lucas, Rain, and Rani, si Rani.
Hi.
Oh, hello daw, sabi nila. Hi. So, how about,
Hi.
diba, was it weird? You said kanina that parang you are champion of a promotion in India and in Malaysia, but
Mm.
not here. Is it weird to you? Na parang, oh? Is it surreal? Did you ever
I
dream about?
mean, it's surreal because like when I was training to be a pro wrestler, I never even dreamed of becoming the Philippine champion, yet alone like a champion of another country. But now here we are,
Oo nga
and
eh.
I'm just like, cause it's just mind boggling to me that like all those years of hard work is now is like finally paying off. Now it's not just the company PWR that
Mm-hmm.
believes in me. It's
Mm-hmm.
like these other companies that see potential and trust me with the belt and everything like that. Like I I'm now holding the my PW WrestleCon championship because I think they see something in me and I can represent the belt well. Because it's not just like if you're a good wrestler. It's also like if you can talk well, if you're good people. Because I'm there's so many wrestlers nowadays na they don't really have a lot of they have the athleticism, but they don't really exactly have like the I don't want to say it like that. But some people kasi they have the technical ability, but they don't really have everything figured out yet. So I feel lucky na I have the persona now, and I have
Oh, I see.
the na kasi like it was like years of cultivation na I
You
think
have a developed character. You know.
yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
if I want to show you like a photo of me, but like it's gonna take me a while to find. Pero it was like my very first gear. I had like medium brown hair. Yung parang I don't.
Is it in
It's
your
not dark
Instagram?
brown, pero like medyo. It's not, sadly.
Okay.
Pero it's like I had like lightish, medium. Basta hindi dark brown, hindi light brown. It was just like the tamang brown lang.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had like an all black gear on, like mukha lang super plain. It was just like a plain sports bra with like a mesh top on the top of it. I was
Mm-hmm.
wearing, it was just like generic wrestler looking.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos I at the time I only had like four tattoos, I think, or five tattoos,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't look like, my character at all, like now.
Mm-hmm.
So through the years na I developed the persona of Crystal. So parang na-develop lang siya na parang it built up into this, woman na parang people can look up to and people can approach and people can appreciate for what she's doing for the company, even though I'm just doing this to, like, when I first started, like, I'm not just doing this for the fame. I'm not just doing this for, because it's my dream. But I wanted to do this because it made me happy. But now, like, I'm making people happy with me
Mm.
by
Well,
being happy doing
mhm.
this.
It's self-expression and it's your art. That's it. Parang
Yeah.
you're creating art with your body, with your movement, with the
So
persona
basically,
you're
parang,
acting.
oh my god, yung yung time na brown pa yung hair ko, which was like 2015. That was like 2015, I think.
We'll get
Yeah,
to your hair
2015.
later.
No, no, pero kasi yun yung timeline ko. It's
uh,
like, when did my hair become like this? 2016.
but but then but then when you started entertaining the idea of becoming a pro wrestler, yung talagang seryoso, and you got the opportunity.
Mm.
Diba, you last time you were here, you told us about your audition. So after sending that audition tape, and then parang of course your ideas are gonna start firing, and parang ganito
Mm-hmm.
gagawin ko, this is gonna be my persona, this is gonna be the character I'm gonna play.
Ah, ah.
Did you start curating, cultivating the ideas about who are you gonna be?
Um, I actually was going to be like, no, because I used to be a cheerleader in San Beda, Alabang.
Mm-hmm.
So like Pine College. So I was thinking, because like it would be the nearest thing for me. Like it would be the least amount of effort,
Mm-hmm.
because I was already a cheerleader. So why not make a cheerleader type character, and parang very bubbly and cheery and all stuff like that. So my first character was supposed to be like a cheerleader type girl,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because I was also like, I don't know if you know, but I'm very flexible. So
Mm-hmm.
yan, mag-high kicks ako and everything. It's very happy, cheery, cheerleader like. That was like, if I needed to be a bad girl, like if I needed to be, a villain, I could just be like, one of those like mean cheerleaders in high
uh
school, because
Mean girl.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So parang dapat yun yung magiging character ko. It was like, I think 2 months into trying to work with that character, like I was overthinking it too much. I don't really. It didn't feel natural to
Mm-hmm.
act that way,
Okay.
because I would be like overthinking. I would be overacting too much. Na parang hindi na lang siya natural tignan. So
Mm-hmm.
I just dropped that, and I was just myself. And apparently myself worked, because here we are.
No. So, what do you mean by yourself? So, how would you ito na lang siguro. How would you describe the character of Crystal? Ano yung what did it end up to? When parang okay,
I'm
yung the cheerleader doesn't work. Ano yung kinalabsan?
Crystal kasi for me is just like Vernice times like 20.
Okay.
So parang if I'm very, this is gonna be hard to explain. Because Crystal is like the queen of Philippine wrestling because
Mm-hmm.
I called myself that because I was the first woman wrestler in PWR,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was the first woman to be in an intergender match in the Philippines, and I was the first woman to get a championship in PWR as well. So parang I thought na parang I've set the foundation. I've worked hard for
Mm.
this. I've represented the Philippines all over Asia.
Mm.
So I think I deserve to be called the Queen of Philippine Wrestling. Henceforth, I started calling myself the Queen. Tapos after that, when I started calling myself the Queen, I just felt more like
Empowered.
empowered, more confident na parang, I
Mm-hmm.
really do deserve this. I worked my ass off.
Mm.
So ganun.
Okay.
So
Kumbaga parang,
parang,
okay.
kasi I'm not really like a braggy person in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as me, as Vernice. Na parang I don't really like to brag. I don't really like talking about myself. Like I would only talk about myself if I'm asked. Or like if, my group of friends kami tapos parang yung usapan is like something na I've also experienced, I would share. Pero I'm not like, uy guys, ganito, uy guys, ganito. So
Okay.
when when I came up with Crystal, like she would be the person who's not scared to be proud of her accomplishments. She's just like she's fierce, she's feisty, like she would take any challenge straight for like head on and just be happy with who she is. Like I think deep down inside, I I I I am also like that, but like I'm more mellowed down. I think.
Mellow? Did you say mellow down?
Mellow, but kasi it's so hard to talk about me, myself, and my character kasi
Okay.
kasi I'm I try to be more respectful of others. So parang I don't
Ah, I
if like
see. Ka-
myself comes off different to other people, maybe they would disagree. Pero like this is how I see myself. So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm also like I'm introverted and extroverted at the same time. Like I love my alone time. I would probably play video games all day, but
Mm-hmm.
also love being around people and like I'm
Yeah.
here. So yeah,
Ambivert. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
you're
basically.
just trying to be modest, but the title Queen of Philippine Wrestling, I think, like you said, it's alam mo yun, wala namang iba eh. 'Di ba? And
Thank you.
kasi it's I think you really created something special with the character of Crystal.
Mm.
Especially no like you said, you are the first one, and you are effective in what you're doing, 'di ba? And your championships are proof of that. So kasi I don't think they're gonna invite you sa India kung parang sino ba to? 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Queen, 'di ba? Pero they saw something that every one of your fans saw, and yun, you are good in what you do, and you're just starting out, 'di ba? So you're just gonna
Hopefully,
keep
it's just
getting
starting
better.
out because I don't know what's gonna happen because COVID.
Oo nga, grabe, sobrang party pooper talaga yung COVID, no? It's
But
so
actually, PWR had so many like plans for 2020 na parang they're gonna make it bigger this year, better than last year. But then like because I feel like live events are going to be like the last thing
mm-hmm.
na pwedeng gawin after this whole COVID thing. Because basically a wrestling event is like a big social gathering. Also, because like there's sweat and every saliva going on
Kaya
around,
nag-isa
and
selfish.
people are screaming. So
Mm-hmm.
saliva, you don't know who has COVID, even if their temperature is normal. they might still have it because it comes and goes. I think the temperature, fever. So who knows? So like I think social gatherings like that, like concerts, theater, live show events of like wrestling and like conventions. I feel like yun yung mga last na pwedeng gawin until like, zero na talaga yung people or until like there's a vaccine out there. Pero
Yeah.
yun. So parang yung plans for wrestling were like I think it's not just me, pero a lot of wrestlers are scared out there na because some wrestlers like me, parang I'm a full-time wrestler. Tapos marami akong side jobs. But it's my main money maker. So
Okay.
now that I'm not able to go abroad, isa pa yun, flights. I can't go abroad and make my money there. So it's just like, when am I ever gonna be able to wrestle again?
Oh
Because it's
man.
very scary for us na parang, will there be wrestling still in 2020? Because the possibility of having wrestling in 2021 is higher than having it in, late 2020. So, mm,
Yeah.
ah,
Kasi well, the entertainment industry in general had been one of the most hit industries um all over the world, not just here. And
mm,
in the case of uh, pro wrestlers, since ang unti nyo lang 'di ba? You're not like
mm,
musicians na regular na nag-gigs, and there have
mm,
been organizations. They have like what Scarlett of Putriska, si Myra Rawaro had and the
mm,
company parang built, parang they created this group called Kayakap, and it aims to
mm,
help fellow musicians who have lost basically their livelihood, 'di ba? And for your industry, parang walang ganun, 'di ba? Wala pa kasi ang unti.
yeah, no,
Et,
because
et,
also for me, like musicians can go on live stream.
yeah. Well, they can go live
Like
stream,
they,
but they can't earn. I don't know if they can make money
I
going
mean,
live stream.
if if they can go live stream and people can send stars like
Yeah.
on Facebook Live, they can send stars. That's. I mean, it's not as much as like getting ticket sales, but it's still something. But they can
Yeah.
still perform and keep, you know, kasi so that they won't go rusty. Kasi I
Mhm.
think important din yun for like entertainers na parang they have to keep practicing and practicing. Pero kasi with us, it, wrestling is a contact sport. You can't
Yeah.
really do it alone. Like even if I practice doing like a headlock here, like
Oo nga.
it's not the same. There's like nothing
Yeah.
I can block
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
So even if I try to practice, my kicks, I mean the kicks and the punches would be fine. Pero like, you know, yung locks, yung submission moves and everything like that. Like even just running the ropes, because
Mhm.
we don't have the ring here. I can't really run the ropes. I can imagine running the ropes, but it's still gonna be different. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and to have a wrestling match, you need a partner, at least one partner to
yes.
do it, 'di ba? Hmm. Ang hassle, no? You know what they did with the UFC? Well, of course, it's the UFC. It's
Oh,
a
what's up?
billion. It's a multi-billion company. Parang
Mhm.
they got clearance. They were able to pull off events. Pero wala ring tao, 'di ba? No, there's no audience in the arena. Pero
Yeah,
they
but
were
at
able to
least
do it.
they still have events.
Yeah. Oh
What
man.
happened?
Sobrang
I hate this
hassle.
virus. It's just bringing me down.
Really? Are you getting depressed? Hopefully
No,
not.
I'm relatively okay because like I think it also helps because my mom is a life coach slash trainer. She gives
Really?
workshops
Mhm.
and seminars to companies and stuff like that. She's also like a certified life coach. So if you know, it's really easy because like when I have problems, my mom would give me advice, not just like motherly advice.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like also like a bit professional advice. Na minsan feeling ko kina-coach na lang ako.
What's her name?
Or like
What's your
bigla
mom's
na
name?
lang siya nagtatanong. Ah, Trixie Gabriel. So yeah.
What? What's her name?
Trixie.
Gabriel. Maybe
Yes.
I
So
can
like
interview her the show.
kunyari merong one time na parang out of the blue, I'm I'm just like watching Netflix.
Mhm.
Tapos bigla na lang sasabihin sa akin, anak, are you okay?
Mhm.
And I'm just like, I'm fine, ma. I'm fine. Because they already made up like a curriculum to help
Mhm.
out with COVID. I forgot the term that they use, but like apparently a lot of people are getting depressed and
Yeah.
anxious because of the situation. So
Yeah.
they made like a curriculum na parang to help people, you know, go through it.
Mhm.
So bigla niya akong ina-analyze na parang out
Makes
of the blue na parang nanonood lang ako Netflix. Tapos bigla siyang, no, okay lang. I'm fine, ma. Tapos bigla niya sasabihin sa akin, oh, walang iya ka eh. You have acceptance eh. So parang, is that a bad thing? Tapos sabi niya, hindi anak, you've accepted the situation of COVID so fast. You didn't even, you know, get depressed or anxious or anything. Tapos ako parang, isn't that a good thing? Like, oh, sige na, manood ka na dyan. Yun yung sabi niya sa akin. So parang, okay, so
Talaga?
random.
Wala.
Yeah. Kasi for me, because I think I've spoken to you about this before. I have borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
So like when I tend to be like sad, borderline isn't like bipolar because bipolar is basically like switching in between.
Mhm. Yeah.
Borderline is more so like if you're happy, you're gonna be really happy, ecstatic, excited about everything. If you're
Mhm.
sad, it's not just that you're sad, you're depressed. If you're angry, you're not just like angry na parang, but you're gonna be like, ganun. So
Okay.
basically, it's extremes of emotion. So for me, the way I cope with that, that's why I'm like effective at like leveling out my emotions now, is I tend to not dwell on the negative. Kasi for me, like I'm stuck in this situation. It's not just me. We're all stuck in this situation na if you want to stay safe, just stay indoors, social distance, you know. Even if you miss the outside world or your friends, it's better stay, you know, stay safe. Because once you get the virus, your whole family is gonna get the virus. So
Mhm.
I've accepted na this is going to be my reality. This is gonna be my normal for the next few months.
Mhm.
So I didn't dwell na parang, nami-miss ko to. I'm so sad na hindi ko to nagagawa. Like my birthday was in April. I celebrated it by watching Netflix.
Yeah. Magkasunod yung birthday natin. Nakita ko eh.
Ay, yung birthday natin, magkasunod nga pala tayo.
Oo eh.
No, pero yun, so parang, for me, kasi ang daming people na nag-dwell masyado na parang, ito dapat yung gagawin ko eh. Dapat nasa Boracay ako ngayon eh.
Yeah.
Tapos
What
nainis
were
na
your
lang
plans
sila
sana?
dahil,
What were your plans sana this summer?
um, I was actually supposed to be in China and then Thailand and then Malaysia.
Oh no, don't go to
I was
China.
supposed to go to no, because like
Oo.
nag-book nila ako like in November of 2019.
Yeah, yeah.
Doon pa lang
Okay.
yung usapan. So parang
Mhm.
talagang, you know, ahead of time. Like they booked the plane tickets already, the venue and everything, pero
Mhm.
they had to cancel.
So that's how far
Like they
ahead.
canceled January. Yeah,
Mm.
they've planned so far ahead na. So,
Mm.
ayun, parang bummer lang kasi, you know, the money I'm supposed to get from that was gonna pay some stuff. So,
Yeah.
and then after a week, this was supposed to be in like second week of March. And then the week after, I was supposed to do a Thailand show and then a PWR show. And then
Mhm.
in April, I was supposed to go again to Malaysia to defend my championship belt.
Mhm.
So basically, ang dami dapat nangyari sa akin without COVID. And I could have stayed like, I could have stayed, you know, sad about it and angry about it. Parang, you know, putang ina naman itong COVID na to eh. Dapat ito yung
Mhm.
gagawin ko. I was supposed to do this, I was supposed to do that. Pero like being angry about it and being depressed about it wouldn't really help your situation. You're just aggravating yourself even more.
Yeah.
So the way I got over it is that I accepted the fact na this is the new normal. Na parang, kahit magalit ako, I can't do anything about it. Even if I get mad at the government or the situation or China,
Mm-hmm.
give and take. I can't create the vaccine. I don't know what that's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So like even if I, have this outburst of anger, that effort is just really for nothing. So, bakit pa ako magagalit kung pwede ko na lang i-accept tapos mo mag-move on ako and be a more cheerful person. So,
Yeah.
yun na lang yung pinili.
Yeah, that's true. Same with me. But then sometimes you can't help but think of parang oh shit. Parang kasi like what you said kanina, like what we talked about.
Mm.
This is our art, 'di ba? Me
Mm.
um I started a busking thing in
Mm-hmm.
every Sunday, a weekly busking thing in a Sunday market early this
Mm-hmm.
year. And by March, it's already kumbaga ang saya na namin eh.
Mm-mm.
It's already picking up. Ang ganda na ng vibe every week. Ang saya namin doon. And alam mo yun, people are starting to notice, people are coming over to jam, 'di ba? So ang saya na nung trip namin tapos biglang merong party pooper na COVID. And
Mm.
parang although parang like you ay kasi ganun siguro pa mga April siguro ganun lang. Ganun lang talaga. Anyway, so pagka ano niya kumbaga parang shit eto hassle. Pero sometimes parang dapat nandun ako sa ano eh. Dapat nandun ako Sunday kasi ngayon, di ba? And but that's okay. Parang you're just gonna wait it out and see kung kailan mangyayari ulit. Uh,
Mm.
and that's the thing about this virus, this quarantine,
Mm.
the uncertainty na hindi mo alam, nobody knows. Walang makapagbigay sa ng sagot talaga
Mm.
kung anong mangyayari. And even kahit matapos na eh, there's no guarantee that the venue that we're
That's it.
holding or busking it would still continue, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Parang kung
Also because like it's also scary for me kasi one sneeze can probably infect like 100 people or something.
yeah.
And like if you're busking, say na parang you're doing a jam session or like
Mm.
you're out and about or like even kahit saan honestly like uh, the virus stays in the air or stays on objects or
Mm.
surfaces for like multiple days. It's not like, you know, malagyan ng like masnizan yan ng something, mawawala agad yung virus. It's like apparently the virus stays on metal for 3 days, on plastic for a certain amount of days,
Yeah.
something like that. Merong full table of
Well,
ganun. So parang nakakatakot eh.
yun naman is under certain circumstances. If the virus lands on a surface, kahit metal pa yan, and
Mm.
it's under the sun, direct sunlight, it's gonna
Mm.
mamamatay yun, 'di ba? Pero if it's inside the room, kaya sinasabi nila there's an argument actually going on na mas mas parang there's very little data that's na ano eh na saying na yung virus is transmitted outside. Parang ang
Mm.
most of the contact and the transmissions happen at home. Kasi
Mm.
dun pwedeng mabuhay yung ano eh, yung virus
Mm.
eh. So let's say you're in the beach. Walang virus doon kasi may araw dun eh, 'di ba?
Mm.
Parang may mga ganun eh. But then again, if you're gonna believe and just ganun pala, let's just disregard the quarantine, the lockdown rules, 'di ba? You're still risking not just
Mm.
yourself but everyone else. So it's a very tricky situation. But at the same time,
Mm.
parang there's scientific evidence that basically you're gonna be safe. You're gonna be going to the beach. Kasi parang
Mm.
unlikely na
Pero
'di ba?
it's still what sucks is you don't know exactly when the safe time will be.
Oo nga eh.
You know,
I think
pero
social
like they can
distancing.
say, yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, even if my social distancing, it's still scary. Kasi there are people out there na are using like cloth masks, which don't really do anything.
Oo nga.
So, parang nakakatakot na parang kahit nakamask sila, pag umubo sila, or like apparently, like, the virus stays in your body, and it doesn't really show, you know, the, they don't really show like coughing or fever right after you get it. It's like 2 to 14 days bago mag-show up yung
Mhm.
yung signs of
Symptoms na.
COVID. Yeah, yung
Mhm.
symptoms yung levels of coronavirus before. Pero it's
Mhm.
just like, you don't know if the person next to you has COVID, and that person probably doesn't even know. So parang, it's
Yeah.
just scary. Uh, Even social distancing is scary to me kasi people don't seem to follow it at all.
Yeah. Well, the tricky thing also about the virus is that not everyone kasi uh well, in your case, because
Mm-hmm.
you work out a lot, you're an athlete. So the
Mm-hmm.
probability of you contracting the symptoms is actually very low. Parang sinasabi nung iba, let's say yung mga UFC athletes, parang ganun, parang you can get the virus pero it's not gonna affect you. Kumbaga parang magiging asymptomatic ka pero you're gonna become a carrier. And you might pass
Yeah,
that
yun
to
nga.
somebody who's not as healthy as you. Yun yung ano kasi ang the thing ang thing is parang it's not yung mga new studies say na it's not as deadly as we thought it parang initially. Yun yung
Yes.
may mga ganun eh kasi parang they found out that later on may mga madami pala. I don't know, baka nga ako na-infect na ako tapos hindi ko lang alam. 'Di ba? Gumaling na ako at lahat, hindi ko nalaman na nagkaroon pala ako kasi I don't know, nakakapraning kasi mga 3 weeks ago parang sinisinat ako ah. Baka COVID na to. Di ba nakakapraning? Di ba? Para malay mo, nagka-COVID na nga pala talaga ako. Yun nga lang, I'm healthy enough to not parang worsen up yung symptoms. I don't know.
Mm.
Well, don't take anything what that I'm saying na as a word talaga. I'm just relaying some of the things that I read and watch. Kasi I watch a lot of I follow stories about this eh. And I parang I listen to different sources na hindi lang yung isa kasi
Mm.
some sources are ano eh may mga factions yan, especially pag galing sa US media, may mga ano yan eh parang
It's also scary because there's a lot of fake news out there.
yeah, lalo na sa mga medical news, 'di ba? Parang
Mm.
sa nutrition, ganyan. Parang a few years ago, masama daw ang eggs. Eggs are parang the worst thing that you can put in your body. And then a few years later, biglang okay na ulit yung eggs, 'di ba? What? Tapos biglang ano ba 'yun?
The world is confusing. Actually, not the world. It's just the internet. I don't
Yeah.
know what they gain from it for putting out fake news. Maybe they're having a laugh of like terrifying people. So
There's propaganda kasi let's say the the egg the egg industry, ang laking industry niyan, farming 'yan eh. Parang the
yeah.
poultry industry gonna push back. Parang okay. So they're gonna what they usually do is ano eh, they cherry pick scientific studies. So parang if they find out something negative, they're gonna blow it up. They're gonna find that and then
Hmm.
ganun. Tapos and then disregard the rest of the findings and just propaganda yun, like what they did with sugar, 'di ba? Parang sugar, parang they demonized fat, 'di ba?
Mm.
Kasi yung sugar industry yung nag-ano nun. Uh, ta- uh,
Mm.
they blamed yung mga heart attacks, mga cardiac
Mhm.
problems with diabetes, dun sa mga ano, dun sa fat. Tapos it turns out sugar pala talaga yung culprit. And ano, hindi lang yun eh. Parang that's why parang science can be corrupted by ano eh, corporate greed. Anyway,
No, I mean his is like like as much as I can be like following nakakainis, it's like oh, I can't even if like I feel this way,
mhm.
that won't change or any of my words would change what's happening. Like
YOLO na lang, no?
reporters will still report fake news, articles will be published about fake news, still like that. Even
Yeah.
if you rage on the internet, it's not gonna make a big change
Yeah.
unless mag-rage tayo all together to shut down like a certain site, and maybe it might create a big change, but
'Di ba? Parang hindi mo alam kung ano eh what people are um kasi sometimes I just remember this story um yung yung sa basta lead
mhm,
parang this scientist um discovered that lead causes poisoning at saka yung mga
mhm,
autism um masama sa basically masama sa tao. Lead is poison eh, 'di ba? And isang culprit ng why lead is everywhere is the petroleum industry, 'di ba? Parang tapos kaya nagalit sa kanya parang ang ginawa nila ng ng ano ba petroleum industry bang tawag doon? Basta yung mga oil industry, basta
mhm,
whatever. Basta yung mga gas na ano na mga companies, mga Chevron, mga ganyan. So, ang ginawa nila is they demonized the scientist and it took them kumbaga basta they made a fool out of the scientist pero the scientist persisted. He fought on until tumanda siya. For decades he was trying
mhm.
to prove. Tapos yun, until kaya biglang nagkaroon na ng mga gas na unleaded eh. Dahil doon. Anyway, tapos nabawasan nga yung mga cases ng autism. Anyway, let's go back to ano. Kung saan sana.
Go
I,
lang, just ask me something.
Oo nga eh. I geek out on a lot of things kasi. How about you? What are the things that you geek out on usually?
Ah, I geek out. Well, I kind of am a geek. I mean, I play a lot of video games. I play COD, ROS. I basically I played a lot of battle royales and mobile games, and
Mm-hmm.
then I watch a lot of anime.
Pag,
I'm now like trying to look for a new anime actually to watch because everything's on hold.
Talaga? I
I
don't
was
watch
watching this
anime.
anime na
Mm-hmm.
Food Wars, but then I like there were two episodes in on the latest season, and they haven't put out a new episode since, and it's been like a month and a half, and I'm just like, put out the episode already, please. And like I think production on that anime is being held first because Japan is really being hit hard because now they're in recession. I think.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah. No, because Japan is like full of like mas marami yung old people and
Yeah, oo nga
konti lang
no.
yung so parang nung na-hit yung Japan, they were actually very susceptible to like bad stuff kasi there's a lot of like COVID will hit the young and the old, and there's like so many old people in Japan.
Yeah.
So
That's why
yeah.
yung isang
Anyway, so
ay sorry. Ah, I was
ayun.
about to
So
say. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
go ahead.
And then,
No, go
okay.
ahead before I move forward.
No. Sasabihin ko lang kaya yung isang suggestion for quarantine, yung isang pwedeng gawin daw is to just quarantine those who are more susceptible na like which are the older people. Parang ganun. Yun ang isang suggestion. I don't know how they're gonna do
Mhm.
that, pero at least that's one suggestion. So, let's talk about COD. Yun na lang, para medyo sumaya-saya
Ayun,
naman.
COD.
Nakikita
Ah,
kita eh. Actually,
I'm having
addict
a
din
hard
ako eh.
time.
Nakikita kita dun sa, ano eh. Nakikita
I'm having a
kita,
hard time kasi
ano.
online. I also see you online, but we never play together. Pero kasi I'm really having a hard time because I keep playing games, but there's nothing happening anymore. Kasi like at this point, we're like what, a month and a half into the season, and I've grinded too early, I guess. That I'm already like ranked maximum. I'm already legendary in VR and legendary in MP. I'm sorry, I'm proud. It took a lot of work, but
Legendary ka
now
na. Ako
it's just like
master pa lang eh. Yeah, okay.
I'm legendary on both kasi addict ako. So, yun.
Talaga? Oo nga
So,
eh.
parang ngayon, wala na akong magawa. And I'm just like, I only play when people ask me to play with them.
Really?
Because, I mean, um, it's fun to play and all, but like, there's so many people out there na parang are still trying to grind. And minsan nakakain silang kasabay kasi, anyway, parang desperate sila ko din yung rank. Kasi parang, I think there's like a week or 2 weeks na lang left to the season
Mhm.
before the reset happens. So, yun.
Sinong
So,
character mo?
parang,
Sorry.
si Seraph Tombstone.
Oh, did you get the season pass? No. Hello?
Yung Seraph Tombstone, yung purple na Van Helsing character.
Oh, the ano, 'di ba? It's parang you win it eh, 'di ba? You win it dun sa parang raffle. Ang daya kasi ng raffle nila eh. Parang you gonna buy with coins, tapos instead you can't buy an item directly. Parang to get an
I can't.
item,
You have to draw.
diba? Ang daya. Tapos, I always get the shittiest item dun sa mga nakalagay. So, parang nadala na ako. Ayoko na dito, diba? Bad trip.
No, it was like my first time actually like winning something useful. Because I would
Talaga?
get like yung mga parachute skins and I would
Diba?
get like these
Nakakainis.
pistol skins that I don't really need, but okay, fine. Like, you don't know how many grenade skins I have. I don't even know. I feel like I have too much grenade skins now.
Me too.
Like,
And,
you throw it and then it blows up and you don't really see the skin anymore. And I'm just like, I have too much of those.
At saka, who's
So,
gonna
yun.
notice those? Diba? Why would you wanna spend money on those? Diba? Parang,
I mean, merong nakakatawa, like the pink one, yung Phobos, and the rainbow one, because when they explode, they're actually like pink and rainbow.
yeah. Yun.
But like, you know, the other ones, like you don't, when you draw those, and it's just like, it's kasi the other ones are like epic skins, yung rainbow and yung Phobos, na parang pag nag-explode yung pink and rainbow. Pero like the blue ones are just like no normal explosion, so nothing really happens. So parang ang dami kong nakukuhang ganun sa previous draws, and I was just like, when I was doing this,
Ano eh?
like, please, 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 please. When I click like draw, and I'm just like, please, please, please.
Ang
And then I
nakakainis
got
pa.
it, and I was like,
Yay!
yay! It was my first time. Kasi I would try like, kasi diba it's like, the first draw is around 20,
Mhm.
and then the second one's like around 50.
Yun.
And I'm just like,
Yun ang
kaya ko pa.
nakakainis,
Kaya
di
ko
ba?
pa yung dalawang yun.
Hanggang
So I would try 2 times.
2
2
draws.
times. Tapos like, nung nakita ko yung character nito, I was just like, okay, I splurged on myself a little bit. I got a bit more coins. And then I was just like, I just want to try. I want to try as much as I can with the amount of money that I have in my account. So I did try. Tapos nag-click ko siya. Ito na yung last. Kasi pag nag-click pa ako, hindi ko na siya afford. So I clicked it, school na ganun ako. Tapos after like, ang dami-daming draws na nangyari sa phone. Nung clinic ko siya, oh my God! After 5 draws, doon ko siya nakuha. So I think it
Talaga?
cost me like 700.
700 pesos?
No, 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 no.
So,
700 like
CP?
yung thing.
Pero kasi, I,
CP
I,
credits,
uh,
yeah.
I bought twice ng season pass. So first one, I
Mm.
got the full season pass. Kasi si ano yun si Soap, nung si Soap yung main
Mm.
character. Favorite na character ko si
So trying
Soap.
over in tracker. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so tapos
Big
and the
catch.
girl, 'di ba? So parang okay to. Sige,
Yeah.
bibili ako one time. Tapos well, I was happy and then
No, balik
kasi
pera naman siya. So,
oo nga eh. So kasi you spend 500 pesos, you get I think 600 coins. Tapos mga I think uh 350 yung season pass ata eh. 350 coins. If I'm not
320.
mistaken. 320. And then
Mm.
may sukli ka pa, 'di ba? You're gonna have
Mm.
some change pa
No,
to
tapos
spare.
yung 320 kasi after, if you grind it up to level 50, you normally get the 320 back.
Ah, really?
Kasi diba you win, you win credits back. So basically, you're buying a free pass.
Oh,
You're getting free skins. Kasi you're gonna get it back.
so that's why. That's why parang parang na-replenish. I don't keep track eh. And I made the mistake of
Mm.
that's why I'm still at master. I made the mistake of
Mm.
playing multiplayer lang. Kumbaga parang
Mm.
I didn't play ranked. So doon ako kumbaga ang tagal ko. I think I was playing for more than 3 months. No, just at
Because you didn't do
multiplayer.
rank game.
Oh,
Mm.
or at least siguro at least 2 months. So hindi nag-move yung rank ko. So yun. Pero when at saka yung Battle Royale, I don't play it that much. Kasi oo eh, parang
No,
nabobore ako
kasi
pag
I'm a
although
battle royale player kasi, so that's really like something I look forward to. Because I used to play PUBG, used to play
mhm.
Ross, Cyber Hunter, like all the games na I could think of. Tapos, nung nagkaroon ng COD, I was just like, oh, let's play COD. That was the first time COD. This is like, oh, this is nice, multiplayer, fun, search and destroy, fun. Tapos, nung nalaman ko na may BR sa COD, I was like, what?
Oh,
Tapos yun, doon ako nag-legendary. Tapos parang, it's really
talaga.
fun. Kasi
Af-
once I get to like, I think kasi when I started playing COD, it was like first, parang second week pa lang of October. They came
mhm.
out first week of October. So parang I got to play COD around 2 weeks after it released or something like that.
Mhm.
So parang really new. So parang hindi ko pa na-explore. I just wanted to play. Also, like, when you get out of the tutorial, biglang MP talaga yung tuturo niya sa'yo.
No.
So, yun, I was just playing that. Tapos, sinabi ng friend ko na parang, oh, hey, Vernice, like, yan, turuan kita to get used to COD. Kasi even though, like, you've played, Battle Royale games before, iba pa rin yung feel of each game. Like, how PUBG is very different from COD
I only tried
and everything else.
PUBG a couple of times. And I died
But it's like
early.
very realistic.
Oo nga I died early kasi it was my first time eh. And then I had to wait for a long time. So ang tagal naman ito pa. Eh 'di ba? At pag 'di ba pag let's say the game mode is let's say
Hmm.
frontline or what's the other one? Yung team deathmatch. Parang ang bilis, 'di ba? Ang bilis nung pag
I think
namatay
it's
ka,
like
game na ulit.
what? Like parang depende kung how fast you can get to kill it. Pero like you can play like one game like that for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and you'll be
Mhm.
done. Like very fast paced yung action. Unlike
Yeah.
VR, VR you chill.
Really? Although in COD, magaling ako sa BR. Yun nga lang, there are times that
Cause
there are times na ano that it take it takes me a while to find the enemies, 'di ba? Parang tagal naman ito. So
Well,
naiinip
that's
ako
kind
pag
of like
ganun eh.
every BR game. Pero kasi, unless you're like one, yung meron kasing tacticals, like, you're either a rusher where you rush to find kills in people, or
Yeah.
you're a camper. Not really camper, like more like chill. Na you're just going with the flow, going into
Mm.
the zone, or not really finding anyone.
Yeah.
Kasi depends sa kasama ko. Pero when I'm with my other friends na parang VR players na pro na, they're always rushing to kill people. So talagang for them, it's not boring at all, because like once they finish this team, they're gonna fly on their chopper and then go find another team to kill. So
Mhm.
talagang paramihan ng kills. So for them, hindi siya boring. Or for some people na, actually meron one time, I think I was with a duo. We went to like farm, I think, tapos parang we killed a couple of like robots, like bots in the game. Pero after that, anywhere we went, wala kami makitang kalaban for some reason.
Mhm.
Like, after like 15 minutes, dun lang kami nagkaroon ng kalaban. It was like, top 5 teams na lang, parang ganun. So parang, we went through that whole game without seeing anyone. So yun, nainis lang kami. Parang, ano ba?
The, um the first time I played yung Battle Royale, ano siya, na hindi ko pa alam kung I didn't know the rules. So I always die outside
Mm,
the safe zone. It shrinks. I didn't know how to read the maps. Ano ba to? Tapos there's a line and then
mm,
you see a light, 'di ba? That's going to the sky. Na parang straight lang siya. Ano, do I need to
mm,
go there? 'Di ba? Parang hindi ko alam ano gagawin ko. So when I started dying outside the safe zone, parang wag na nga to.
then you realize na parang, okay.
Then I'll just wait for somebody to teach me, 'di ba? And then yun, that's why I
Mm.
had to wait then. But then when I learned, parang ba okay pala to. Hindi ako lagi ako nananalo. Or I don't know,
No,
maybe
because for me, minsan kasi nakakasawa mag-MP lang.
maybe it
Like,
gets
parang,
tougher as you progress with the levels, no?
it does. It does. It really
Yun.
does. It's annoying. Like,
Really?
sometimes I just want to have an easy game.
Mhm.
Like, if I try MP and I'm just like, I just want to have an easy game, a chill game, that I don't need to try extra hard.
Okay.
Tapos biglang my opponents are like, I'm gonna try my hardest today. So parang, there's like they're doing jump shots and drop shots, and I'm just like they're moving side to side and they're using their war machines, and I'm just like, I just wanted something chill. Tapos biglang enemy veto. Tapos ako parang, I just wanted something chill. Ayun.
Not
Parang
today.
nakakainis na parang I just wanted something chill. Because like when you're level, because my level is like level 150 already, and like I'm already legendary, and it's like all the other people that I face are like, those people who stay like up all night long playing the game, or like they're pros, or like they're child prodigies or something. Because like I have a clanmate. He's
Mhm.
like 10, and he's better than some people, most people in the clan, and I'm just like, how are you doing that?
What do you mean 10?
Like his fingers. He's 10
At
years old.
10 years old? Oh, wow.
That was like he's
Okay.
better than other people, and I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
and apparently he uses like 6 fingers because he's using an
An
iPad. So
iPad.
instead of like your
Okay.
thumbs,
Mhm.
yeah, instead of just your thumbs,
Mhm.
let me like show you. My iPad doesn't really work anymore because
Mhm.
it's old, and basta, like instead of just using your thumbs like this, like
Oh.
other normal people, he
Mhm.
uses it like this. So like he's turning, and then he's jumping with this, firing with this, and turning, like he's all that.
I'm using this. I'm using this one I got from yeah, and
That's
then
easier for you.
it's
I
ano
used to
eh,
use my thumb.
it's well, I just use my phone. Is it easier to
That was your
play?
triggers.
The
It's easier if it's like that because technically you're playing with four fingers because you can trigger on top. But unlike yung normal people na parang, kasi I use three fingers. So I use my thumbs for running and moving. And then my pointer finger for hip fire. So it's
mm,
much easier for you kasi parang PS4 talaga siya.
what's
Unlike
your
yung talagang
Mhm.
two thumbs people.
Oh, what's your favorite
Yeah,
ano? What's your favorite gun?
depends on the class.
Really? What is your default? Which one's your default? What's the setup of
Right
your
now, the
default? BK?
BK, BK, with uh red dot, FHJ, what was the piercing bullet?
Oh.
SMG. I it was the red dot, quick draw, extend magazine, and then the piercing, the bullet one. I
Mhm.
forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. But normally I use for my perks. I use agile, cold blooded, that was hardline. I think
Hardline. Mhm.
I use cold blooded because uh at least enemy choppers won't hit me. Shock RCs won't hit me.
Ah,
Turrets
talaga?
won't hit me. Yeah,
Ah,
because anything that can be detected by AI slash
mm
yung self control lang, you won't be targeted by them.
The RCs are annoying, 'di ba? Yun ang yeah,
So
maybe
that's
I'd
why I use
switch to
cold
that.
blooded.
No, maybe I'd
That's why
switch to that.
I use, yeah.
Teka,
Kasi
let
I
me
use
check.
cold blooded and like ine-expect nila na para magpo-pause sa akin yung RC and I'm just like I'm walking. And then
Oh, nga
mahihit
no.
yung teammate ko na wala siyang cold blooded. I'm just
But
like,
but what if isa ka na lang,
walking.
your last, parang your last na lang, tapos the your enemy uses the
Shock RC is the
RC,
least
'di
lang.
ba? Ano
Wala.
mangyayari?
It stays in place.
Oh, wow. Okay, ganun pala. Maybe I switch to that. Kasi parang ang ginagawa
Meron
ko,
kasi akong mm,
oh, when the opponent parang call out a chopper or anything na ano, o yung VTOL, natutuwa ako dun eh. Kasi I get to use the tawag dun, yung bazooka, hindi yung bazooka, the other one. Uh,
FHJ.
Anong tawag dun? Uh, Joe ang tawag nila
The
dati dun eh
SMRs or
sa
the
ano eh.
FHJ.
Yeah, yeah, that one. That one. FHJ. Kabisado mo talaga, ah. Kabisado mo talaga yung mga pangalan. So,
No, kasi I wanted to study COD to shotcast it.
oh, nga pala, yun yung isang racket mo, no? Oh, so I'm on persistence. Persistence, and then hardwired, and hardline. Okay.
Mm, um,
And
to me kasi,
I got
like,
this.
I
Ano
have
yung
5 different loadouts
Mm-hmm.
for each mode.
Yeah.
So like one for each mode. Like for team deathmatch, yung ano ko doon is I think it's agile or lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
Agile is for you to scope in faster and move a bit lightweight is for you to move faster. Tapos yun, pero may cold-blooded din ako doon. Just because I hate
Mm.
shock RCs. And I get targeted by them all the time. Pero yun, so I have a different loadout na pang domination, which I put like persistence on. Kasi at least, when you stand on the circle or if it's like a domination slash hardline build na para even if I die so many times, I won't have to, my score streaks don't
Ah, yeah,
reset.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
No,
Oo
kasi
nga,
yun yung
no?
mahirap sa domination and sa hardline because you have to stay in a circle or stay in the place. So, the
Yeah.
tendency of you staying there is gonna get you killed. So, at least if I get killed, my score streak isn't gonna reset. Yeah.
I fell
Eh,
in love
tapos
with the
technically,
with the shotgun. Huh?
if you're gonna have persistence sa search and destroy, it doesn't really work because hindi naman nag-stack up yung ano eh, tas,
Oo nga,
yung
no?
score streaks. So, why,
Oo nga, no?
ayun, so, sa, sa search and destroy ko, I don't use persistence, I use lightweight, I think, para I can go around faster or agile.
Parang, ang hindi ko, paano ba?
Loadouts
Uh,
are really important.
yeah, yung, what's it called? The perks. Parang I didn't think about that as much. Parang, oh nga, no? I should be, minding, which one to use on each, mode.
Well, some people like for the green perk, they like using vulture
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're like an SMG user para
Mm-hmm.
they don't need to pick up a gun ulit. Pero I think those are only like I don't like using vulture anymore just because like I always die anyways, so I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna get more ammo anyway, so why do I use it?
Tama. Totoo, no? Correct. Yeah. Wait, so, dapat pala i-modify ko na ulit. Kasi last time that I modified it was siguro mga 2 months na. Hmm. Oo nga, no? That's a
I
good
think
tip.
I change mine up like at least once a week.
Really?
Pero most times I would check it like every day. Depends on how I feel. Kasi minsan, kunyari, I want that extra boost of speed, so I would use lightweight, just a red perk.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I bad aim that day, I would use agile so I can aim.
Ah, okay. How about, operator skill? What are you using? I have the Hive.
My
You know,
operator
favorite.
skill. I don't use the hive anymore.
There's
I
a
only
new
use
one,
two. I think
Annihilator.
it's either I don't use annihilator. It takes too slow.
Oo nga
Pero kasi
eh.
kunyari for my domination, I use gravity spikes.
Yeah, yeah.
So like when someone's taking B, I'm just gonna go in like,
Dang, yeah. Ang
yeah.
cool eh, no?
So
Diba?
yun.
It's so
Tapos
cool.
naiinis sila parang nakakainis naman. So yun, I use either war machine or gravity spike.
War Machine is terrible. Para pag, naka-War Machine yung kalaban mo, di ba? My
Mm.
problem with that is parang I always die. Tatanga-tanga akong gumamit nun eh. Sometimes I would shoot and then,
Ah,
something, parang something near na tatama siya na malapit sa akin.
you should just shoot like further.
Oo nga eh.
Just shoot further or jump shots.
Oo nga no. Yun ang ano, hindi ko siya, do you do jump shots often?
Sorry,
So
I'm getting
magaling ka
sleepy.
talaga. So magaling ka talaga. Do you stream your games?
No, I can't.
Why?
I don't have a PC
You
or a laptop.
there's this app. It's called, teka, let me check what's that called.
Is it Omegle or something?
Yeah.
No, Omegle.
Yeah, that one.
No, pero kasi I don't really want to just because I feel like hindi kaya ng internet ko.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
We have slow download and upload speed. I mean,
Yeah.
ewan ko sa PLDT. It's like, it's nice because it's constant. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't change. But it's just like always at that speed forever. It doesn't get faster. It's
Are
just
you
like, that's.
do you have fiber or
No, we just have
DSL?
normal PLDT. Because my
Mm.
mom is just like, okay na yan, anak.
Ang unti lang kaya ng difference. You need to check. Ang
I,
unti lang ng
I
difference.
don't know why. I don't know why. I think my mom is just like, once there's internet, this is fine.
And then you.
So I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Anyway, well, you're gonna need, stronger internet, to use Umigo. So, yun. Huh. Yeah. I'm gonna try playing BR next time para mas okay. Are you
Go for
sleepy?
it, Kevin. Yes, I'm sorry. I woke up
Oh,
at 4 a.m.
ah, really?
No, because my my sleeping pattern was really weird, so I tried to change it. So
Yeah.
basically, before it was like I would sleep at like 9 a.m. and then be asleep until like 5 p.m. So
Yeah.
I think it was 3 days ago. I didn't sleep, so I tried to not sleep the whole day. But I
Mm-hmm.
ended up falling asleep around like 5 p.m. and then I woke up at like 2 a.m. And then I tried to stay up a bit more, so I slept at like 7 p.m. and then I woke up at 4 a.m. So last night I slept at around 9 p.m. and then woke up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I don't remember. So
Oh
yeah.
man.
So now I'm just
Hassle.
like, so it's like you keep pushing back the time that you
Yeah.
sleep so that
And
you can regulate it.
yeah, I do that a lot as well. My problem right now is that my sleep pattern had been broken again. So I only sleep around 3 hours in the morning and then 3 hours. Kaya kanina nagnap ako eh. 'Di ba? For go, 'di ba? So
Cash na late for the
kaya ako
podcast.
na late. So parang pagising ko po siya, maghilamas pa ako. Anyway, so pag well, it's also work related kasi my clients are usually in the US.
mm.
So yun yung problema. It's ang weird, 'di ba? It's so weird when you wake up nang yung wala kang araw na that's why
Yes. That's
when
why
I
I hated it.
yeah, that's sobrang saya ko pag when I get to adjust my body clock to yung gigising ako ng basta gising na ako ng 6 or 7 a.m. Tapos
Mm. It's so nice. Also because
oh, tapos I had enough sleep.
ang hirap. Ang sarap ng feeling ngayon. Tapos ang hirap pa kasi I'm what was that? You're only allowed 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. to be outside.
Mhm. Ah, yeah.
Tapos like because here some places close at like 5 p.m. para makakawi pa yung mga tao. So like
Mhm.
for example, I would when my body clock would be broken, like I fell asleep at around like 7 a.m. Then I would wake up at like 4:30, and I'm just like, oh no, I need to buy something from 7-Eleven, and it's gonna close in like 30 minutes. So I'm just like, no, I'm still sleepy and groggy. You know that feeling when you wake up na parang, wait lang,
Yeah.
I need to take a moment to
You
register what's
you
happening.
feel like a zombie, 'di ba? Parang
Yeah.
well, at
Tapos
least
parang,
what I imagine what a zombie would feel.
so parang ako parang, I need to go to 7-Eleven now. Parang ayaw mo punta sa 7-Eleven. Pero I need to because I needed to buy something. So parang, even though kakagising ko lang, I'm just like, I'm trying to run 7-Eleven to catch it before it closes. And I'm just like, ah, I'm
Wow.
wearing a mask too. Ah.
How far is 7-Eleven in your place?
It's like a 10-minute walk. So
10
that's why I
minutes?
had to run.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not that far. If you walk slow, it's 10 minutes. If you run, it's 5.
So, nai-imagine kita naglalakad sa tapos galit na galit ka sa
Tapos
buhay mo.
parang inaantok pa ako na parang, alam mo yung may konting bedhead pa, na parang magulo pa
Yeah.
yung buhok mo na konti.
Yeah, I can totally relate kasi well, I don't need to do that as much pero yung
Not having the time anymore.
yeah, yun.
Because before kahit broken yung body clock ko, nung wala pang COVID, I
Mhm.
would still be able to get food. Kasi there would be like 24-hour places.
Mm.
Kunyari gusto
Yeah,
ko
true.
ng, ramen, the ramen place is open until 11. Kahit
Mm.
magising pa ako ng 5 p.m., I would still have plenty of time.
No, there's no hurry.
Pero now that meron yung, you're only allowed to go from this hour to this hour, parang it would suck kung nagigising ako like 5 p.m. kasi technically almost everything is closed na. I would have to wait. So basically, open yung places pag tulog pa ako.
Oh. Ang hassle din sa akin, for some reason, I don't know why, pero it seemed like my most productive hours na talagang kasi I'm an artist, I draw.
Pag gabi ba?
Hindi gabi eh. Hindi
Pag
gabi.
madaling araw.
As in madaling araw, 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. That is my kumbaga that's prime time for my creativity, for my brain to it's just so easy to draw. And then
Oh,
ang
because technically, your body knows. I think I saw this somewhere, pero your body knows, like, because when you're sleeping, your body will replenish cells. So, like, mas fresh yung brain cells mo and mas
mhm,
fresh yung ideas mo, blah, 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 blah. So, I think na baka na yung body mo to produce those, more brain cells for your, creative purposes. Na parang mas
mhm.
sanay siya pag 4 a.m., dun ka naging mas productive.
No, I've noticed that since I was in college. Parang wow. Parang I would slack off mga ang dead hours ko would be 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Kumbaga parang
Mm.
kumbaga pag deadline na talagang hinihila ko lang talaga yung sarili ko to finish. And then I would accomplish very little considering the time na in spend ko, 'di ba? But then when it comes 3, 4 a.m. until 8 a.m.
Parang nagkakaroon ko ng inspiration. Parang,
Ay, parang biglang wow, parang saya. Tsaka enjoy ako. Yeah, no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm writing or I'm drawing or
mhm.
kahit naglalaro lang ako parang ang galing ko biglang mag COD pag
Parang mas may aim ka, no?
Oo nga eh. There are times that it just seems like it's your day, di ba? Parang, galing ko ngayon ah.
Yeah, there's also so many times. Like for me, if I don't play that day, it's probably like I'm not having a good time. Because for some reason, they have your off game days, like in your like when you're on the game, you
Oo.
know. Parang ang ganda ng tutok ko today. Ang galing ko naman today.
Oo
Tapos
nga eh.
meron mga days na parang ako parang I suck. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
hitting anything. I'm missing all my shots.
Yeah. Ako pa naman, I use the
So meron
shotgun. I use the shotgun. One
yeah.
shot yun eh. So, may times na po, ano ba, tatlo yung kalaban ko, bang, bang, one shot lahat sila, di ba? Ang saya ng feeling eh, di ba? Tapos, there are times na
Tapos
parang,
merong mga araw na nauubos mo yung magazine mo sa isang tao. Ganun.
oo nga eh. Tapos, ang masama pa doon, pag ikaw pa yung final kill, di ba? Parang ang tanga-tanga mo, naka-display ka, everybody's gonna see how
Mm.
stupid you look. Di
How
ba?
you died and how you failed so many times. I can relate. I'm just like,
Yeah. That's why
ayoko nang
that's why
ganun.
that's why I hate well, I don't hate it. Parang my least favorite is search and destroy. Kasi
Oh,
when it's pressure when you're the last one left, parang everybody sees you. Tapos there was a time na hindi man sa akin nangyari. Parang there's a another player, teammate who's heckling, naka-on yung mic niya.
mm.
Tapos sabi, ang tanga mo, di ba? Ginagano niya yung ano ba yan, paikot-ikot, bumalik ka doon. Ano yun, nakakainis.
Ah,
Tapos samantalang siya, ikaw nga patay ka na eh, di ba? Buti nga siya boy pa eh, di ba? Tapos ganyan ka, gago ka pala eh.
I find those people so silly na parang they're trying to coach pero they're dead. Na parang, why didn't you apply that to yourself?
Oo nga eh, di ba? Well, but then like you said, like what you said, it's parang a lot of the players are still kids, 'di ba? Kalaban
Yeah.
mo pala ano, tawag dito.
What if they're adults na ano? I can't even imagine.
At saya no, when siguro when we were did you already play video games like this when you were in elementary?
No. I used to
Wala
play
pa.
Pokemon on the Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advanced. Okay. Hindi mo pa inabutan yung uh,
Naabutan ko color.
PSP? PSP,
Naabutan ko, pero kasi,
high school ka na nun.
yes, I think so.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was in, I was in grade 5 when I had a Game Boy Color. Tapos advanced, parang high school na. Tapos biglang naging PSP na late, like when I was in third year high school. But then I never really asked for any consoles from my mom. So technically, the only consoles I ever owned is the Game Boy Color and the Advance.
Mm. Okay.
Hindi ako nag-PS4, Xbox, PSP,
Mm-hmm.
Switch. Walang ganun.
It's amazing how Call of Duty is now on mobile na lang, 'di ba? Kasi before it was parang top of the line na graphics yan
Yeah,
for,
if
'di ba?
you're playing
PS3 yan
COD,
eh.
like if you're playing COD, you're like,
'Di ba?
you're stacked. Kasi ibig sabihin, yeah, you have to have like either PC na magandang quality.
Yeah. And now it's just
But
on your
now, like, I
phone.
play COD, and it's like, I have a phone.
And it's seamless. Kumbaga, ang smooth nung
Yeah.
takbo and
Hindi, tsaka
that's
yung nakakatuwa is, sa COD Mobile, it's like as if every COD is merging, or like, nagkakaroon sila ng, because I know that, like, Crash, like, the map Crash is in Modern Warfare now. Tapos, you see people like Alex Mason, or, you know,
yeah.
you see Soap, you see Ghost, you have, Captain Price. Like,
Yeah.
you the characters of, classic COD, and now they're seeing all these new COD people, and I'm just like, that's so cool.
Si Price ba nasa mobile na?
Yeah,
Is
but he was like really rare and expensive.
really? Oh man.
I think
I
he was
didn't
like around 6,000 credits to buy
really.
on that
Oh.
one-time sale. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, there
I would
were
have been
people
so tempted
lucky
if I
enough.
I would have been so tempted kung maybe I wasn't playing yet when it came
Alam ko
out.
parang
Last
merong
year pa
short
siguro.
time lang. I think he was, yeah, last year. He was out for a week or two. Tapos, hindi siya lucky draw. Like yung crate draw talaga. Tapos you had to
Oh.
have to spend like around 1,000 for 10 crates, or like 900 something for 10 crates. Tapos yung chances mo is like 0.06 or something like that.
What the hell?
Unless you're really lucky or really ballin', you can get prize.
Mm.
I mean, he is Captain Price, so they really made him elusive. Ang daming gumastos.
Did you play the classic COD Modern Warfare?
When
Did
I
you get
was
to
with
play
my
it?
ex, yes.
Oh.
Oh, I played Modern Warfare with my boyfriend now, pero I used to natatawa ko. I used to play Black Ops, I think, with my
Ang ganda
previous
nung ano eh.
dating person.
I see. Okay. Okay. Well, it's one of the
My COD history is just me playing on my ex's or boyfriend's
mhm.
console.
Oh. All right. Well, luma na yun kasi never mind. That's I'm not gonna go there. Do you want to go to bed?
Yeah, I might have to go soon.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm sorry, cause like we kind of started late. Like I think we started like an hour late or something
hour late ba?
because we had to. No, parang I think we started around like 9:40 or 9:30.
No, yes, around the past 9, di ba?
Mm.
I
And
should have scheduled the 8 p.m. pala. Sayang. But that's okay. I'll have you again
it's okay
next time.
in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Maybe we'll have someone else with me.
yeah. Uh anytime you're welcome here and I mean, basta pag wala akong magawa, tatanungin kita if you feel like. We
Sige
can
lang,
talk about
G.
anything, not just the things that you
Yes.
do. Uh, so
You can even ask me to play COD with you anytime if you want.
sure, sure. I only parang send invites kasi when to get di ba parang what do they call it in the no in the game? Parang challenge parang you
Ah,
gonna
yeah.
get this parang mission yun.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a
yeah.
mission
Yeah,
parang
yeah.
you need to play with three three friends parang ganyan. So yun. Kasi I don't know. Although sometimes I get invited by other friends then.
I feel like I've invited you before, like once or twice, but you never. I think that as it has COD have has this bug sometimes that even though you're offline already, like it shows that you're online still. So even if you try to invite a person, they're not actually seeing it because they're offline now. But on the
Yeah.
friends list, it's bugged out na online.
Yeah, sometimes I invite you too. Yun but most of the time I see that you're in game. Parang
In
so.
game.
Uh, and anyway, we can play. Sana swerte
Yeah.
ako pag naglaro tayo para hindi mo nakakahiya.
Baka mahirap yung yung queue. Kasi mahirap yung queue ko.
What's
Also because in my rank, super hirap na, super pros na nila. Like, they're all better than me. And I'm just like, I
yeah.
keep wondering how I get to that. So parang everyone's level 150, everyone has like amazing skins, amazing guns. Tapos parang they don't miss a bullet or something.
I'm
Parang
level
it's just annoying.
150. I'm level 150 pero I'm still at Master 1. Ganun.
Mm.
Kasi after
It
Master
it
yata
just gets
legendary.
harder. That
Is it
Master is legendary, pero it gets harder at that point. Like I was stuck on Master 4
Master
for like
4?
a week.
Talaga? Ako nga, hindi
Yeah.
makaalis sa ano eh. Hindi pa ako nakakakalahati ng Master 1 eh. I was stuck
I feel
in
like
Pro
mas madali
4
na yan.
before. Really?
I feel like mas madali na yan because everyone who's like, pro has
Mm-hmm.
already gotten to legendary. So like yung mga kasi the problem was when I was in Master 4, I would face like legendary people and I'm just like, how is this queue fair? How is this matchmaking fair? Anyway, so feeling
Ah,
ko mas madali sa'yo because the likelihood of you facing legendaries, wala pa yan. So you're probably gonna face like Pro 5s or Masters 1 and 2.
I think pala the problem when I tried inviting you is that my rank
Mm.
is so low. I can't play with you
Ah,
yet.
yeah.
Yun. I think that's yun pala. I think that was the problem. Kaya hindi kita
Mm.
ma-invite. Yun.
I mean, ano ba, pag normal game, it's fine. Pero pag ranked, hindi pwede.
Pag ranked. Ah, yeah, yeah.
Pag ranked, yeah.
Anyway, so let's call it an episode. Para you can go to sleep.
Sorry.
No, it's
Yes,
okay. No
please, I'm
problem, no
sorry.
problem. Ganun
No,
talaga.
kasi at least maayos yung body clock ko ngayon. Magigising ako na bukas ng umaga. May araw pa. May oras pa ako
Congratulations.
para pumunta ng 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven talaga. Yes! Umano ka doon, ha?
No, kasi it's the
I-stories mo
closest
para
to...
malike ko.
No, it's the closest thing I have to like the old days.
Oh.
You know? Kasi parang
Is it funny?
at least may shoppo pa rin sila dahil, okay, and may hotdog pa rin sila. So parang yung 7-Eleven lang yung nag-stay na normal instead, like, pero ngayon, hindi na sila 24 hours.
It's funny how we're calling it the old days, di ba? Well, it's only just a couple of months. Pero it really feels like
It
forever
feels like
talaga,
the
di ba?
old days eh. It feels like
Ay.
it. Kasi I feel like it feels so long ago because like quarantine is, it feels like forever. Like you're just at home all the
Yeah.
time. And I mean, people have jobs and everything, but it feels like a constant, parang paulit-ulit lang na parang, oh, I did this yesterday.
worst thing about it is
So
that
it's just,
you never saw it coming, 'di ba? Never saw it coming. I
well, I
was mhm.
they did see it coming. It's just the Philippines didn't take it as seriously as other countries.
Yeah, well, but we saw it coming, but we didn't. What I meant was parang
Hindi ganito.
how it's gonna be, 'di ba? Parang
Mm,
we didn't parang it never occurred to us that our former lives before could suddenly just end ng ganun, 'di ba? And we can't do
mm.
anything about it, 'di ba? I was talking to one of my guests last week. He's an MMA fighter. He's stuck in Thailand. He's stuck in Thailand, and
Because you
he
couldn't fly back?
yeah, he has a fight, and he was
Na-cancel.
parang inabutan siya ng ano doon, ng lockdown. So,
Oh
yun,
no.
now it's a um okay lang kasi, well, it's what's good about it is that the sponsor
Thailand is
sa
doing better?
na, under siya sa Fairtex eh. So official fighter siya ng Fairtex.
Ah,
So and Fairtex
so
is
at least covered.
yeah, they have a hotel, so okay lang yung board and lodging niya doon. I think food din, so wala siyang problema.
Mm.
Pero he's stuck there, hindi siya makaalis. And he just had his first son. So kanina nanonood siya, si John Adahar.
Oh no.
So he's missing out on a lot of things. Syempre, 'di ba yung
Yeah,
first wala pang 1 year yung son niya eh. And then he's there.
baby.
He can't even train properly, 'di ba? So sobrang hassle.
Pero at least he's okay there. Hindi siya
Yeah.
homeless sa airport.
Yeah. Ang hassle lang pag uwi kasi he's not an OFW. He's gonna 'di ba nakauwi na siya. I think end of the
Mm.
month ng May, parang they're allowing international flights there. They're opening the
Mm.
airport daw. And when they go back here, uh meron pang
He's gonna
meron
undergo
pang
quarantine
yeah,
ulit.
magko-quarantine ulit siya ng 2 weeks. So that's another 2 weeks of, 'di ba? And now since he's not OFW, well, apparently may perks ang mga OFW na libre yung quarantine, yung hotel mo for
Oh
that.
no, kailangan magbayad.
'Di ba? Siya, since hindi siya OFW, diretso. Pero I think pwede mo siyang i-ano, no? Classify kasi he's there for work naman eh. I don't know. Maybe you can argue about.
Pero
So,
hindi siya overseas ako.
oo nga eh, 'di ba? Hindi siya
Pero at least pinayagan pa siya ng like the embassy and everything is okay. Kasi normally ang alam ko for tourist visas in ASEAN countries, the maximum you can stay is for tourism is 30 days.
mm. Teka,
Mm.
may
Pero considering
Mhm.
work naman yun, baka may in-extend na lang yung visa and stuff.
Hmm. May question pala si Ringo, hindi ko nabasa kanina. Ito na siguro last.
Okay, go, shoot.
How do you handle accidents daw while performing? And what's the worst accident na nangyari sa Balik tayo ng wrestling before we end.
Oh, actually, wala pa naman accident na nangyayari sa akin while performing. I mean, I've had accidents pag the training, and thank goodness wala pang nangyayari sa akin, knock on wood,
Yeah.
sa shows. I think at most you have to handle it professionally. It takes a certain amount of years na kailangan alam mo na yung, hindi ko masasabi practice makes perfect. Pero parang you have to be prepared for anything. Kasi, for example, there was this one time,
Mhm.
it was another show, and I was backstage. I was ready now. I was just waiting for my match. But merong one time, I think it was Senorito Jake De Leon. He did like cartwheel over the rope. Tapos, basically, yung turnbuckle
Mhm.
nag-snap. Yung metal clasp between
Mm-hmm.
the turnbuckle and the rope, yung parang metal na nag-hold sa kanila together, it
Mm-hmm.
snapped. So like
Wow.
the first rope of the ring fell apart.
Okay.
And then for the first like 30 seconds, like for the actually no, for the first minute or so, because I didn't want to just like I didn't want to overstep my boundaries na parang bigla na lang akong lalabas at magpo-point ganun ako. So parang for the first minute or so, no one was doing anything. Everyone was just saying, oh like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So what I did, like I just took initiated. I took initiative and I crawled on like I went out even though I'm like made up. I just put a shirt on in my gear. I crawled under the ring because I know that we have stairs there and like nandun yung mga tools.
Mm-hmm.
So we went under that. I went under that and then nakuha namin yung connector. We removed the old one, the broken one. Tapos yun, replace namin. So habang nangyayari yun, they were still having match inside the ring.
Galing naman. Talaga.
So parang it's just more so na you have to think quick on your feet na parang don't freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi
Oh.
it's a show. You're supposed to keep the show going.
Mm. Good job.
I mean, if like your top goes undone, I mean, gets ko kung bakit ka mag-freeze na parang ganyan ka na lang. Pero, you know, ayun, so nag-aaway pa rin sila sa loob ng ring. Nag-aayos kami ng ring dito. So, parang,
Buti marunong ka.
So, parang,
Buti marunong ka.
I'm, I think every wrestler knows how naman. So,
Oh,
also I've seen people do it. I've done it before. I mean, mahirap siya. Pero buti na lang, you know, we knew what to do.
Oh.
So, yun. Parang, that was really, it was sad.
You should have gotten
I think the
a
worst
bonus.
thing na
You should have gotten a bonus for
the
that.
worst thing na nangyari sa akin, personally, I think it was when I dislocated my shoulder.
Oh, in practice?
Like, it went in practice, in training. So, ayun. So, actually, no, like, it took me a couple of minutes or like an hour, like 30 minutes to realize na, this is weird. This is not normal. Because I was practicing, I was high on adrenaline, and I was like really pumped and excited. Tapos nung nag-cool down na ako, dun ko na lang naramdaman na parang, this does not feel like this. Parang I was just like rotating it. Like every time I rotated it, masakit siya. So, ayun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have to go to the emergency room for that or hindi naman?
They popped it back in.
Talaga? Buti marunong.
Did? I think it's, anyway, I don't know. It was like a general doctor and oh no, my, I don't know what the word for it is.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a bone doctor. He set me back in place. So basically, no, because I've sprayed
orthopedic doctor.
Orthopedic doctor. So basically, I've sprained my ankles before, and then he was the same one who did that to my shoulder.
Okay.
And now it's fine. I mean, I did a bit of PT to it, but.
Eto kamukha nito yung dog ko. Mas fluffy lang to. Pero ganyan yung color. Si Harlow. Ganyan yung color niya. Pero fluffy siya. Actually, I was thinking of asking you about ano eh. Kasi you also do modeling stuff, modeling gigs, 'di ba?
Yeah.
And parang you do sexy shoots like this one.
Yes, I do.
So, do you still do that?
Yeah, from time to time when I have, you know, collaborations or photographers to work with or shoots to do. Pero it's not possible anytime soon. It's quarantine.
Oo nga, no? How does it feel when I mean when they ask you na when somebody approaches you that I want to have a shoot and this is gonna be the theme, parang you're gonna be in lingerie, I mean
Normally Normally kasi pag collaboration lang, it's like, they ask you muna, like, what are your limitations, stuff like that. So, it's very professional naman the way we do it.
Mm. Okay.
I might have to
Sabag.
go soon because
Yeah.
my mom is bothering me now.
Yes,
And
yes,
I'm
yes,
really
yes,
sleepy.
yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. We were supposed to end kanina pa. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
also. I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to cut this short because I don't want to fuck up my body clock. And I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like the
yeah.
more I talk,
No, I appreciate it.
the
I
more I
appreciate
won't
it.
make sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's I totally understand. So that's it. Queen. Till next time, Vernice Crystal.
Bye bye.
Bye bye everybody. Powerful
Yeah.
Comics Man Podcast. Teka, nasan yung cursor ko? Ayun, yun. Okay, Powerful Comics Man Podcast. Good night.
Bye bye. Sorry.
Okay, we can end this now.
Yes.